I was looking at a scripture today from Isaiah chapter 43, verses 18 and 19. And I was thinking about how, I've heard this message taught before when God says, forget the things of the past, forget the former things. I'm doing a new thing in your life. Do you not perceive it? And that scripture has always stood out to me. And what stuck with me when I was thinking about it earlier is that a lot of times we've thought, God meant us for us to have spiritual amnesia. But even in sitting with God, I realized that's not the way humanity works. That's not the way humans are even wired. We won't forget the trauma. We won't forget the betrayal. We won't forget the grief or the rejection or the loss. Those things really matter and they shaped us. They left a mark on us. So he's not asking us to all of a sudden have amnesia and forget those things. What God was really speaking to was to what dominates our thoughts. What is taking the lead? Yes, you've been through these things, but what your those things don't get to dictate your next move. Those things don't get to dictate the way you trust in me. Those things don't get to dictate your identity. Those things don't get to dictate your worth or your decisions. Those things don't get to dictate anything. And that really was healing for me because a lot of times we think that healing means pretending something doesn't hurt anymore. And God never wants us to pretend something didn't hurt anymore. And even acknowledging that something still hurts does not mean you're not healing. Healing is mean, yes, I'm hurt. Yes, that thing hurt me. Yes, that shook me to my core. But that's not where I'm going to live my life from. I'm not going to be stuck in that place. Yes, I'm still healing. But just you admitting that you still feel pain is not you neglecting what God can do. It's you admitting that you have it's just you admitting that, hey, this thing hurts me, this thing changed me, or this thing shaped me, but this thing doesn't get to decide my future. And that really spoke to me, because a lot of times we can feel condemnation when we don't immediately say, when we talk about things still hurting us or things mattering to us that were from the past. And God doesn't want you to be condemned. He never wants you to be condemned. Those are not even thoughts that he gives us to be condemned about. So, yes, he says, forget the things of the past. I'm doing something new. And what it means is the pain doesn't have the final say. Because, yes, trauma has a voice, rejection has a voice, bitterness, betrayal, abuse. They all have a voice. But what God is saying now is what voice is the loudest, right? What voice is the loudest?